if the range cooperates. And,
Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos with you, and welcome back to the Kerbal space program. Yes, that's right, we're going to be doing some more science today, and it's been a while since we've gone and done any Kerbaling, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Well, obviously we're playing the game, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that we've done a lot of stuff around Kerbin's sphere of influence, and I want to go and expand our horizons in one way or another. And right now we have a bunch of missions available, and one of them is to go and do a flyby of Duna. So that's what we're going to go and do. Now, what I want to do is send a manned mission out to Duna, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to have control of any, well, basically anything else going out there. So I don't know if we're going to have trouble with signal getting unmanned probes out there. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're possibly going to try and take some, we'll see if we can take some little probes with us to go and act as relays, but we'll see what happens. So first of all, we're going to need to go and build a rocket. And there we go, that is our rocket setup. We need to go and do the staging still, so I'll do that off camera. But we now have our rocket with our 4 little relays, which we're going to release on the way there to go and allow us to go and make a communications net. So we can basically go and do missions to any of the planets and hopefully have contact back to Kerbin. I'm planning to drop one of these on the way there and maybe the other 3 around Duna. We've got enough fuel in these individual pieces to go and potentially change their own orbits. So this is going to be interesting. Hopefully it's going to work. If not, that's going to be very interesting. But let's actually extend this and see how big it goes. It goes kind of big. So let's retract that. And that's awesome. So anyway, let's go and see just how well this works. We're going to launch the Icarus 4. I don't know how many numbers I'm supposed to have gone through with this, but we're going to go and give this a go. So first of all, let's go and launch. And wow, this thing's a lot more stable than I was actually expecting it was going to be. So let's go and get ourselves into orbit. So there we go, we are now in orbit, and this is awesome. Now, what we've got to go and do is wait until we are at the correct phase angle in order to go and get ourselves over to Duna. Because those of you that know what phase angles are will know that we're completely in the wrong place to go and do this. So, what we want to do is we want to have Kerbin on basically a level field to the star. And we want to have Duna around about here. That's about where we want her to be. So in order to go and do this, what we're going to have to do is go back to the tracking station. Now thankfully I have gone and quick saved. So what we're going to go and do is we're just going to go and speed up and just wait for Kerbin to go and catch up with Duna. Because Duna is much, much further away from the local star. So it's going to be orbiting at a slower velocity around said star. We're closer, we're bigger, so we're going to be going around and going quite quickly. Now, I'm not planning to go and land on Duna, but we may want to go and do a little spot of aerobraking just because then we can actually go and get some atmospheric science. So we'll see how that goes. It may work, it may not. The atmosphere on Duna is notoriously thin, so this might work, it might not, I don't know. Now, we're coming up to about the 90-degree plane, but we want Duna to be about here-ish, basically in a relation to us. So I think that is actually fairly close. We may want to go a little bit further. I think that should be sufficient. So, let's go back to Icarus 4. And what we're going to go and want to do is find out where our orbital line is. It's going to be around about this way. So there it is. So here we go. That is our orbital line. And we're going to go and want to jump out to round about here, I think. So we'll add the maneuver, zoom back out. And what we can do is we can try and keep going until we can get ourselves... There we go. Oh, went a bit way too far there. We can go and set as target. Oh, look at that. That is almost perfect. What is our separation there? Wow. Ooh, that is awesome. So, right, let's go and see if we can get this. We've got the separation down quite low, but what we might want to do is just keep wiggling at this. Is this going up or down? That's going down. We're getting oh, there we go. There we go. We've got an encounter. So that is epic. And let's go and see. We're not going to go push ourselves into the atmosphere doing this. No, we're not. And we've got 20 minutes to go and get to our node. So let's make sure we're facing the right direction first. Now, it's at this point I really wish I'd gone and put some extra reaction wheels onto this thing. But, you know, live and learn. I will. Just using the little RCS that we've got just to give us a little bit of a push just to get into the final alignment. And we're going to have to be very careful because I don't know what our total burn is going to need to be. So I'm going to have to make sure that I stop ourselves a little bit shy. So let's try that. And then 40 seconds. Okay. So that's really not a lot. I was expecting to be needing to use a lot more fuel. I suspect that we have, well, I actually know that we've pretty much gone and massively over-engineered this thing. So we're going to have to go and start burning in now. So there we go. We are burning to say goodbye to Kerbin. Let's go and have a look at this. We're going to have to be a little bit careful because I'm going to have to be very, ever so gentle with actually getting out here. Because I've never done this before. So this is going to be extremely... There we go. Let's slow this down a touch. There we go. That is good enough. Now what I'm going to go and have to do is we're going to have to go and do a correction burn part way. Right, so here we go. We have got an encounter, but the encounter is absolutely terrible. So we're going to have to go and fix this. So first of all, let's lower down. There we go. We're about on the same plane now. Now we can go and start playing with our proper encounter here. I mean, it's a little bit difficult to go and work this out as I'm looking at it right now. But there we go. That's starting to look very, very good. That's going to be a periapsis of 10,000. We want to get that down even further. So let's bring that up there. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Let's lock that on and we can go and see what we can get. And that's a little bit too far. So I think that's the best that we're going to go and manage. Now the plan right now is to go and get ourselves as close to here as possible and to say goodbye to Kerbin while we're at it. Bye, Kerbin. Wow, look at that. We are miles away. Now what we want to do is we want to get to around about here. So let's warp to there. Look at this, we're in the middle of nowhere. Now this burn is going to be 1 second, so what I'm going to go and do is actually turn the thrust limiter down quite drastically so that we're not going to go and overshoot. That is something I desperately do not want to have happen. Now in the grand scheme of things, we're about 1 hour 30 minutes away from the node, but that doesn't really make massive amount of difference at this particular area. So as you can see, that's what we want to have this set up for. Ooh, maybe we want to get that a little bit closer. We'll see how we can actually get this going. We'll sort this out as we are on the way in. So we just got to hurry up, hit our node, and then we are... Actually, you know what? I think we can pretty much do this right there like this. So let's throttle all the way up. Throttle down a touch because you can see us coming in there. And that is almost good enough. Now what I'm doing now is just using the... I'm basically just using our monopropellant to try and change our headings just a little bit. And there we go. We've got a fairly good encounter there, and it's really nice apoapsis as well, periapsis even. So that is perfect. All we need to do now is go and get ourselves into orbit. Now, I'm not sure if we want to have a massively equatorial orbit. I think that will kind of do. So that is looking good. That is looking very good. Now, what I'm planning to go and do, actually, is which one of my little probes is the next one to go and get jettisoned off. That's not that one. That is this side. So this side, we're going to go and jettison you to decouple. Now, let's swap over briefly to this. And what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and start our engine. Why can't I use this? What is wrong with this thing that I can't seem to use it? Alright, well, whatever. Looks like we can't even go and use it, because potentially I think what it is I've put the battery in between. So that's fine. Let's just go and extend the antenna. And this thing is going to go and it's going to carry on along this trajectory. And it's going to end up orbiting this orbital path right here. So this is going to be great. So it's going to have a periapsis here and the apoapsis there. It's going to end up on the purple line. So that's going to be great. So that we're going to have a nice little relay just floating around. We'll probably try and drop a couple on the way back as well, and one around Duna itself. So this is going to be great. Now, I don't know. It says we're going to have about a 1 minute 40 second burn. So it looks like we're going to have to wait until we get a good little bit closer to Duna itself. And here we are. Look at that. There is Ike and Duna. Wow. I've never been here before. This is amazing. Now, I suspect we're going to need quite a bit of a burn in order to go and circularize. I don't suspect we've got enough fuel in the rear stage. But thankfully, we have the Rhino stage after this. At least I think it's the Rhino stage. Wow, this is absolutely spectacular. But we need to keep an eye on our time. So we need to make sure that we're not going to go and overshoot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go and do a quick save whilst we're on our way in. Because I really don't want to mess this up and have everything go horribly, horribly wrong. Hello, Duna. Now we're getting a lot closer, so I'm just going to make sure that we are actually pointing the right direction. Now all we need to do is burn from about 50 seconds, so we should be golden. Now, I'm pretty certain we're going to have more than enough fuel to get back, but I wanted to make sure. So we're getting close, we're getting close. There we go, 7 seconds, and then we need to burn. 3, 2, 1, burn. Oh, bugger. Let's actually go and turn that thrust limiter all the way up. Ah, it's only 13 seconds now. Okay. Now I know. I completely forgot that I'd turned the thrust limiter down. Oh, what a noob. But let's have a look at this in the map here, because I want to make sure that we're going to get a decent circularization. But we're going to go and actually go and burn now, because I'm concerned that we're going to go and run out of fuel in this stage. Yes, we did. There we go. That's again going to be 13 seconds. So, yeah, I think we're good. There we go, we are captured. Let's go and throttle down a touch. Keep throttling down until we are in a stable orbit. And there we go. Not quite the orbit I was after, but it's very, very good. And look at that, we've got our probe, Icarus 4 probe, actually flying off into the void to go and be our lovely little relay. And speaking of lovely little relays, we're going to go and deploy another one. So let's go and point prograde. Thankfully now we're going to be actually travelling, well, going to be able to spin at a much faster pace. So let's go. We will target that. We'll do a bit of a spin. And decouple. So it flies off at a bit of an angle. And then we can go and extend our antenna. So there we go. That's another one of those launched off, and we've got our own little relay probe around Duna. So that is awesome. Now, we have got a bunch of science to go and do. We've got a crew report, so we're going to go and take... Actually, you know what? We're going to go and transmit that. Oh, we can't transmit data. Alright, okay, let's go and extend one of these for now. Extend antenna. Because technically this is still attached to us. It's clipping in, yeah, that's fine. So, let's go back again. Let's have a look at the EVA report. So, crew report, let's transmit. There we go, that's that done. We've got a temperature scan. We're going to keep that one. Mystery goo observation. We are going to go and keep that one. Gravity scan. Yes, we'll keep that. And material study. How much are we going to get for this one? Wow, quite a bit. So we're going to go and keep that. Now, what I'm planning to do is actually store all of the data up here. I think that's what we can actually go and do. But we still need to go and do an EVA report. So let's get one of the engineers to EVA. EVA report. We will actually go and transmit that. We can't transmit it for now. Alright, okay, let's reboard. Where do we have? We should have this somewhere. Reaction wheel, stored data. Here we go. We can go and transmit that. So we can get some more on the way back. We can get another crew report whilst we're travelling on the way back. So that's going to be good. Now I think, let's go and check. Let's go and transfer data into there. Yeah, perfect. Yes, remove the data, that's fine, I don't mind. Now we need as well the gravity scan. Let's transfer data, let's just do that. Transfer this all over here. You know what, I forgot the barometer. Bugger. Oh well. So there we go. So now we don't have to worry about losing this particular part of the ship. Now what we need to do is somehow get our butts back to Kerbin. So this is going to be fun. Right, so now what we're going to want to do is work out again a phase angle of getting ourselves back. So where are we? We are here. Now what we want is for Kerbin to be about there. So we're going to have to go and fast forward this. And what I realised as well is we're actually now in a different biome. So what we can actually go and do is do another gravity scan. And again, we're in another biome. So let's store the data, transfer data into here. We'll take another gravity scan, log gravity data, save it, and then transfer the data into here. There we go. So that's great. So that's a few different biomes, but I'm not going to sit here and do all of these. We're going to come back at a later point and do these again. But let's go and close up a bunch of items here. We need to go and close this. Or can I? I don't think I can. We can transmit data. Oh, there we go. Retract antenna. There we go. Yes, we can. Good. So let's go and close this as well. And there we go. So now what we need to do is go and get ourselves back after quick saving and go to the tracking station. So again, we want to go and get ourselves to a decent-ish phase angle. So again, if Duna is here, we want Kerbin to be down here about. So let's go and speed this up until this actually happens. And there we go. That looks about right. It might be a little bit off, but I'm not really an expert at this. So let's go back and get back into the Icarus 4. Here we go. We've got a couple of probes and some debris. You know what? I'm actually going to go and delete the debris while I'm at it. Terminate the debris. Terminate debris. And terminate debris. There we go. So let's get back into the Icarus 4. And now again, we've got to go and find... There we go. There is our angle. We are orbiting around in this direction, I believe. So what we need to do is we need to go and jump out from almost exactly where we are, actually. So we need to go from about here. So let's zoom back out again. And there we go. What we want to do now is set Kerbin as a target. And try and get an encounter. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. That is almost perfect. We're getting close. We're getting close. Ooh, that is almost there. Good bit of separation, but we should be able to refine that when we get a lot closer. Alright, let's go and focus view on Kerbin. Where is that going to be in relation to Kerbin? Not close enough to go and show up yet. You know what? I think I just got an encounter. Yeah, I did. There we go. It's going to be a bit of a shoddy one, but we'll go and fix this after. So how long have we got? 10 minutes until we reach our target. So there we go. We'll make sure that we're pointing the right way, and I don't know what our burn is going to be. It's going to be about 600 meters per second, so that shouldn't be too much. About 30 to 40 seconds, I think. But worst comes to worst, it's not going to be too bad. So we're facing the right direction. We'll leave it until about a minute. We'll do a little test burn. Yep, 20 seconds, so we're good. So we'll leave it until we're about 8 seconds, and then we'll do our burn. And I've just gone past that, but it doesn't really matter overly. So here we go, we're homeward bound! Yes! And let's go and have a look, because we are going to have to go and slow this down a touch in a minute. Ooh, we're coming in. We've got our encounter at least. So now what I want to do is do a very, very minor course correction on the way back. So we'll add the maneuver there. Now this burn is not going to take an awful lot. As you can see, it's a 0-second burn. We are a good ways ahead of where we are meant to be, but what I'm planning to do is just turn on the RCS and just use that to get ourselves into position. Now we've got enough monopropellant in order to do this, so this is going to be fine, and it's going to make it so that I don't need to worry about, you know what, actually, bugger that, let's go and turn the throttle limit down really low. We'll get back into where we were, and let's go, and here we go. Look at that, that's just so much faster. No faffing around there. We'll get ourselves with a perfect encounter on the way back. And keep going, keep going, keep going. We're nearly there, although we're going to end up a lot closer than I originally intended. And that looks good. That looks very good. Question is how much fuel do we have in this stage? And you know what? I pressed the wrong button. We've got a good amount of fuel left in this stage as well. But we'll go and put our thrust limiter all the way back to maximum. And we'll check our vessel. This current stage we've got now, we've still got a good amount of delta V. Now, I do wonder whether or not it's going to be enough. So what I'm planning to do, actually, is go and do some burns on the way back, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. We've got a good amount here. We'll have to see quickly, actually, whether or not, or how much delta V we're going to need. So let's add the maneuver here. There you go. Let's go for that kind of capture. It's a little bit too much, but there we go. Periapsis. Yeah, it's fine. That is going to require 1,000. Yeah, we've got more than enough. Either way, we've got more than enough to actually get that capture gone. And we're not going to need all of the delta V that we've got on this stage here. We can just get rid of that completely. But anyway, let's go and open this up again, because now I'm going to go and extend one of these. Because what we're doing now is we're going to go and do a crew report. 10 science, awesome. Let's go and transmit that. There we go, that's that done. Let's go and EVA. No, that's not crew report, we want an EVA report. EVA report, keep it. And let's reboard. Now, stored science will transmit this. And why that's opening up to go and transmit it, I don't know. But oh well. But either way, we are currently on our way back. So let's actually go and extend the other one of these as well. Extend antenna. Because I have got one of these set to go and... Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. Let's actually go and retract the antenna. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get that ready to decouple. Because we're going to go and rotate again. To go and throw this off away from us. Decouple. There we go. So now we've got another relay out in space. What we'll go and do is we'll drop this one off when we are getting closer to Kerbin, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's also saying it's going to be an 11-minute burn, but I don't think that's actually going to be the case. And there she is, a sight for sore eyes, Kerbin herself. So here we are, we're back, we're ready to go and get back into Kerbin's orbit. Now, like I said, I'm fully expecting to go and to be able to go and burn this in. So it's only going to be about 13,000 meters per second. So I'm kind of thinking, let's go warp here. How far is that going to be out? There we go, we're about 10 minutes out. So let's actually go and do a quick test burn. Yeah, it's going to be 30 seconds. So we're going to need about a 15-second head start in order to go and get us captured. And again, just loads of fuel that we're not going to really need. And here we go, we're getting very close. There we go. Now we should have more than enough fuel in this stage to go and do this. There we go, we are out of fuel in that stage, but that has given us more than enough to go and land. So what we're going to go and do is we're going to go and cut throttle. We're going to go and jettison off these stages. And that's jettisoned off as well, which is not what I meant to do. There we go, all these stages that we didn't need in the end. There we go. So, all we're going to need to do now is just make sure that we stay pointing retrograde, because they are going to fly off at a bit of a funny, dodgy angle. So, let's get ourselves splashed down. And here we go, we are entering the atmosphere. We're at a little bit of a sharp angle, but we should be okay. We've got more than enough ablator to do this. We shouldn't overheat. We do also have some drogue chutes, so that is going to keep us from crashing down. So we should be perfectly fine. Like I said, we are coming in a little bit quick, but we should be perfectly fine. I'm saying this more to reassure myself than you guys, because I do hear lots of explosions around, and we are slowing down drastically. We are in really dangerous G levels, but oh well, we're doing alright. And there we go, we are through into the proper atmosphere. There you go, there go the drogue chutes. There we go. So there we go, look at this. This is our first successful mission to Duna, and I am so happy for this. There we go, there go all our parachutes. Now all we've got to do is go and splash down, and that's it. There we go, splash down, perfect. So let's go and recover the vessel. And look at that, we've got a lot of science. Mystery goo, lots and lots of science. So that's amazing, loads of science, more than enough to cover what we spent on the relay dishes. So that's great, we've got a bit of funding back, not a massive amount. And we've got our crew leveled up. Now, unfortunately, one of our guys is only advanced to level 2, but we got two guys up to level, two people up to level 3. So I think this might be our engineers. Ooh, that is awesome. Not only that, but we've got a bunch of things done. Okay, so we failed a deadline, position a satellite in specific orbit of Kerbin. Yeah, that's fine. But we have a lot of new milestones. Next, we also completed our contract which was Explore Duna, so that's amazing. And the next one was Contract Parameter Completed, Explore Duna. So that is great. We got lots of stuff there. Now, I suspect there's going to be lots more science that we can go and spend here. Now, theoretically, we could go and get some RTGs. Or we could go and get some large probes. To be perfectly honest, I'm really not sure what I want to go for. So I'm going to have to leave that for a little bit, because like I said, I don't know what I want to have yet. I would like to go and get some spaceplane technology, but I'm going to leave that for now, because I don't know anything about SSTOs or spaceplanes. I don't know anything about them yet. So we're going to stick with what we've got for now. So anyway, this has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching my very first mission to Duna. And we survived. I'm so surprised that we survived. Admittedly, we did make a liberal use of the F5 function for quick saving, but I didn't really need to quick load any at all. So that was awesome. By the way, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you? That's what the comments are for. You can also come and join our community on Facebook or Inara. Links will be in the video description, as well as the links to the sites I was using for the phase angles. I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming. You guys, as always, have been epic. I will see you soon. And until next time, my fellow Kerbal Nauts, keep flying and stay shiny.